Good morning everybody, welcome back to the stream. So, we've got a lot of time coming for us. That is basically filled with nothingness. Because we might have finished planning for the new season more or less. If we can poach an additional hot prospect, maybe we will. But overall I think we spend enough money and we're just on the lookout for free transfers at this point. Which might improve the squad, either in depth or depth, or we might improve it in quality overall, but that'll be hard without spending any money. Given that we don't have any money, we should probably look into some things. For example, we have a high scouting range right now. I don't think we need it anymore at this point. So let's reduce that to 0. Because we don't have the cash. There's 6k left in the bank. And we need to get rid of players at this point, not the other way around. Or loan them out or something. And the next loan window is, it might be some time until we get there. So there's that. Then we want to have a look into club finance overall, I think. As you see, most of the money is spent at this point. That's not too bad. A lot of money will come in going forward, but we don't know the exact values yet. And whatever's left will go into a training center, if we can help it, that is. So, or maybe some better youth recruitment, I don't know. Maybe the club will agree to that, let's see. So these two I do not even have to try. Junior coaching budget though might be an idea. And that too. We'll see. Maybe they go with something like this. I don't think so though. We need the money first. So this means one season up there needs to be played. We'll get that done at some point. Well, good morning to you, sir, or, well, it's basically lunchtime, so I guess good middle of the day to you. I just got rid of your scouting package, because it's too expensive and, well, we don't need any new players anymore, do we? And if we do, yeah. There you go. Perfect. Congratulations, sir. Yes, I did. But just for now. Because I'm not looking for other players, and we're scouting the leagues. We do not scout free transfers anyway. So, yeah, okay. Well, we'll still try to do this, but look at the budget for a second. This is the current way. Where is it? Well, 250k is a lot of money for us. So, but if in your case, that's probably not that much, is it? No, my thought process is as follows. We've got 1.5k here. It's a lot. Well, in that case, have fun with the new training facilities. Seriously. Our biggest sale so far is like 16k or something. That stuff happens, I guess, so congratulations. About club finance, there will be additional drain on that wage budget coming in, going forward. With Omen, so these are all cheap. He's on 120 and he's on 450 euros a week or something. So basically we spend another 750, more or less. We can safely assume that the 4k will be hit here. So we use more or less the entire wage budget. Yeah, I will do that, but trials are limited anyway. So I don't think we need the scouting budget. I think we rather, well, we will still go with the trials and see what we can get. But we can look into these released players another way, I think. Also, hopefully there's some middle ground. I want to save some money here. And I will not keep the scouts at home, for example, but the recommendations they give me, we need to adapt this a little bit. This is too much, and some of them aren't that great. Like Hugo Bergman. I think we know about Hugo Bergman and we do not want him back. Also, they bring up a lot of players that are with clubs, so this is entirely useless to me because the next transfer window is way out. We need improvements that help right now. Right? So, free transfers it is, and this scouting doesn't help much. So we should probably edit both of these. Because I think... yeah, it's transfer or loan. That doesn't help us. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. I guess we didn't find similar, but we found... well, not I wouldn't say similar, but we found players that are within this range, right? With other clubs in our league though, so if I can look through these, for example. Let's do this. So Hugo Bergman I do not want back, right? He's 25 at this point. No, he's no good. Or he isn't strictly bad, but he's no good in comparison to Low, I think. It's Morgan out there, is it? Yeah, it's Morgan. Hugo Bergman is worse. Overall. Morgan has much going for him, especially in attacking department, even though he didn't show it this season. But I think Hugo Bergman is not good enough. Especially not for the amount of money. So I'm not interested. Ibrahim Begovic. We've been here. He's a decent striker overall. But at this time he's 26. And despite similarities in names, I think he will not suit our playing style that much. Especially due to the bad passing. There's other options as strikers that I'm more interested in. Not him though. That said, a second striker would be nice, other than what's available right now. And well, we recently found out that Voltsund is... he has... no, the sports scientists found it. He has a recurring injury. That's what I was looking for. So, probably not a good idea. We'll see. We'll see. So, not interested in him. This guy is more or less entirely useless to us, I think. He's not a good central defender, he's not a good wingback, I don't know why he came up. What focus does this match? None. He's a highly recommended player though, yeah, and I'm not interested. Jacob Larson is with Tabby. That's one I can understand at least. But he's on 200 euros a week. I do not see us going for this player anytime soon. As some kind of playmaker, he probably would do, yeah. Probably something like this, but, well, Malte Ekman is a route, right? Sorry about that. Oh. So, I don't think we need him. We should probably edit this to be less inclusive, let's say. So this is all good. Something like this, and then we should probably specify further details about the contract. So maybe 2.5 stars is not that bad, and we want some potential on them, that's okay. But we should go with low contract demands. If we can help it, that is. Contract status unattached is very interesting. So this would be free transfers only. And I don't know if they find any with this kind of focus. Obviously this is a transfer only, we cannot loan from others. Maybe this helps. And then the upper one here. We should include a contract status here. No, this is not what I'm looking for. So I don't care too much about the appearances they made, even though second yellow card, the second yellow card approach is something like this. I'm not sure if we can. No, we can't include it here anyway, can we? What we can include here though is youth contract. Is this with an and or an or? So either youth contract or unattached, or an amateur contract. All of these should be possible without any compensation, or without much compensation. Let's put it that way. Non-contract is okay too. Something like this. So this would imply that we only go for youth that is cheap, really cheap. And but I don't know if this is with an and or an or here. Do you have any idea how this works? The question was, is this in scouting here? Yeah, why would you? No, seriously though, do you have any idea if the contract status here, if this is an and or an or clause between these? So if I put contract status is youth, contract status is unattached, is this either? Will we find players that have youth contract or an unattached or amateur or non-contract? Or is it an and? Yeah, I can read, but between the clauses. So we need to set up different scouting for youth contracts, unattached contracts, amateurs and non-contracts. Okay, okay. So there's this is with an end, so this is entirely impossible. Great. So we need to find something else. Yeah. I'm not sure about the English way to put this, but Yeah, there's words for this in computer science. You know, they are called commutative chain or something like this. I don't know about the English specific word for it. But given the lack of logical configuration possibilities here, we could go with a lower wage. Let's say wage is at most, and then go way down the scale here. So for non-contracts this should trigger 2. It should trigger for most of the youth contracts. It should trigger for amateur contracts. So if we use something like this, it's too long. I hate to see this. Hopes are we can filter this by a little bit and find players that are on really low contracts. Like this guy. Like this guy. So I wouldn't say that we are specifically looking for this player, but apparently we can just get rid of whatever scouting we have and go to Tabby. Oh, this is not Tabby. But anyway, this guy, for example, is perfectly fine as a central defender. He's not great, but at the age of 19, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy to sign him as a professional in particular. This is where I find out that we already did that. No, we didn't. Yeah, I'm willing to make an offer on him. His contract doesn't run out. He's on a really cheap with Ortvidabergs, whatever that is. So, and his pace is a bit missing, sure. He could play as a ball-winning midfielder too. We might even get some kind of box-to-box out of him. I don't know. Well, depends. Probably not, due to the lack of off-the-ball movement. That said, I expect him to improve a little bit. No compensation to be had. I think this is wonderful. Oh yeah. He's not interested in us, well, in that case. So, let's go through the rest. Jacob Larsen is too expensive for my taste. He's okay, but he's too expensive. In case Malte Ekman gets injured all of a sudden, I might change my mind. Anton Johansson is a bit interested in a transfer. I don't think this is a vast improvement over Malte Ekman, no, not Malte Ekman, over, well, who would he replace? Probably the box-to-box, right? Yeah. It's not like he's a playmaker. Well, he might be, but he doesn't know the position in our squad. So obviously we might change the roles in midfield, but it worked out fine last season, so why would we? And for Nila Fossell, yeah, he's better in vision and technicals, but I don't think it's worth the money. He asked to leave, he's a striker, and he's a type of striker that doesn't fit us. So... Edward Carrick. This is a player I'm not interested in. Overall. Simon Holland, this is better, but... yeah. He's a bit lacking in some areas. His contract will run out. That's not bad. But overall, I don't think I'm interested in this player. He doesn't check all boxes. Let's put it that way. Stannon. Same here. I don't think he checks all the boxes that we need. This is not good enough. It's also Stan Man. That's not bad. His contract runs out though, and he's on a really expensive contract. Also, we have enough central defenders by now, so I'm not interested. Eriksson. I guess I've seen worse. At the age of 22 though, I've also seen better. Now, obviously we would find a spot on the pitch for him, but he's a ball-winning midfielder more or less. I'm not sure, maybe a playmaker type. Yeah, there's some weaknesses in his game. I don't think I want him. At this point I'm looking for players that are well-rounded in the skill set. He's unambitious. And he doesn't look like a great talent. So it's not, I don't want to be an ass about it. It's more about what we have available to us, what we are willing to sign, and some of these, it would need a lot of work at this point to bring them up to the standard that we have, not up to the standard that we need, just up to the standard that we have. So if I look at this, it tells me, well, we might as well play Ytterhogdals at the age of 25. Ytterhogdals will not improve, but at least he's fairly professional. This guy? I don't think so. I agree. So this definitely not. He's got an interesting name. And that's all good. He comes deep to get the ball and moves into channels. That's not the worst of it. He's been with FC Gude. And as we can see, he doesn't fit our playing style at all. This is a poacher. Or an advanced forward, as it says here. Yeah, that's okay too. But we don't play with that kind of striker. If we do, we want one with better physicals. So, sorry, I don't think so. That's no good. By the way, I like to go through these that way. It's much less intrusive than I've been forced to do it in the news window. So maybe I should do that here every single time. This one, we've had a look at him. He's a decent central defender, yes. But I am not that happy with the rest of the attributes. Also, they pay him at 120 already. He's on a full-term contract. So I don't think so. This one looks decent. I think we had a look at him earlier. But there's two choices. We could play him as a wingback here, which we have two options for going forward, or 1.5 or something. So going forward, we don't strictly need a wingback. We have possibilities there. A lone player comes back. Alp is still with the club, even though I don't think he will play much. We will not extend his contract. He might leave. In fact, we might have set him for release. But we get a lone player back that can play there. Same with midfield, by the way. And Dirk is still around. So, in comparison to Dirk, this guy's a bit better, I guess. Yeah, a bit. Especially on the physical department. So, there is an improvement here. There's no doubt about that. Problem is, this improvement comes with balanced personality. This is good. Knocks ball past the opponent, maybe. But for a wingback, on the other hand, this is risky to possess. Especially the league we're going for. And yeah, obviously this trait comes with some deficits on the technical department. Not that Dirk is any better. The other choice here would be box-to-box midfielder or, well, Metzala maybe. As a Metzala, he doesn't work. No finishing and the technicals aren't good enough. As a box-to-box midfielder, this is great. But now I have to compare him to Nila Fossell, and then I will find out that he might be a little bit better, but not by much. Yeah. So I wouldn't say there isn't a difference. Obviously there is. On the other hand, Nila Fossell has some technical and attacking skills. If only we can get him to have some vision too. But at the age of 23, I don't think this is a good investment. I do not necessarily agree with the scouts' opinion on this. So I'm not interested. Even though I like to poach players from clubs that just went down. This is basically the kind I'm looking for. This, on the other hand, looks decent. Problem is the tackling. We've been here. And he's bound till 2029, so yeah. They will want some money for him. I don't see why. Well, he's an improvement for Dirk, that's for sure. Where's Dirk? Under D, probably. Here we go. So he's better than Dirk, no doubt about that. Especially, I think Dirk needs better defending, and overall, I'm not sure if he will make it. Well, he made it into the first team last season, so that's okay. But overall, I'm not sure if he will make it to be a long-time servant to the club. Haglund, though. You think so? He's on 150 per week now. Look at that. I will not. I think we tried. He's free? He's not free. He's bound till 2029. Doesn't have an agent, no. Yeah, I realize. But, you think so? But what we also forgot here, I had a look into this earlier. He's got low levels of professionalism. Well, not earlier. I had a look into this yesterday or something. Let me have a look. He's not a new gen. He's balanced. Because hidden attributes are important to me too. He's level-headed, is he? Yeah. He's level-headed and his determination is 11. Which tells us about his hidden attributes a little bit. Well, ranges. Ambition is between 1 and 14, so below average. Loyalty is between 11 and 14, so that's above average, but not great. I don't care much about loyalty though. Pressure is between 1 and 20. Says nothing. Professionalism is between 1 and 14. This is bad. Sportsmanship is between 1 and 14, so that's also below average. Temperament is above average, that's good, but of no concern to me. And controversy is below average. In other words, he's easy to handle, but he will not develop into anything other prior to changing his personality, which we can't, because he already has traits that we do not want to on other players. So there's a problem here. We include basically, how do I put this? I wouldn't say we are prone to include a slack, but we are prone to include somebody that might be a drain on the squad, personality-wise. And his good development overall is due to the fact that he made appearances every single season for Skillibo so far. So he played whenever, wherever. This is maximum development for him, basically. I wouldn't say he's a bad signing though. But I do not want to pay 300 euros a week for somebody like this. That's the thing. And in comparison to Dirk, yeah, he's much better. Or is he? He's faster, he's got better physicals, better defending. So far so good, but otherwise it's a wash. No, they are not. This is semi-pro. So we might get some development out of him, yes. As I said, I don't think this is the worst signing. But maybe. We don't know. Because the assessment of the scouting squad is trash anyway. I don't think there's much value to the star ratings. So they consider him to be, yeah. And tackling we cannot. We cannot train tackling with our training facilities. I don't know if it's possible with better training facilities, to be frank. I think some training stuff is locked until you end up with average training facilities or something like this. That's a long way to go for us. Also, dribbling's bad. So the entire technical department needs improvement. I think we can agree to that, more or less. Work rate and teamwork. Yeah, the work rate we can get up with official warnings and fines. To a degree. Same with the determination. So that we might fix. But I'm undecided on the rest. And I want to show you somebody else here. I think we signed somebody, not this one. Tim Edwall. So he's not better. I think we can agree to this. He's not better. He's got technical and aerial stuff. Not necessarily needed for a wingback. On the other hand, technicals and vision are not, how do I put this? They are not bad to have. The only thing he needs is speed at this point. But he's 18. He's got transfer range to us, so this is already done. Done already. He will come in at some money, I don't know. I think we got him for 140 or something. So rather low wages, given that 120 is the minimum. And as a wingback on support duty, he lacks the crossing, some tackling, same, and mental stats, and a bit of speed. So this is bad distribution, more or less. But he's got a good personality, professional, and also he's level-headed. So this is not perfect, but it's good. If I look into this is a new gen, by the way. So he has better personality by default, because his balanced or fairly loyal or whatever is not some sort of bullshit. So if I look into his professional personality now, with the level-headed and the whopping 15 points of determination, he has 11 to 20 loyalty. Well, I'll read it from the start. So this is ambition 11 to 20. Loyalty is 11 to 20. So ambition is better, statistically speaking. Loyalty is better, statistically speaking, than the other guys. Pressure is 1 to 20. So this is the same. Professionalism is 18 to 19. I think we can agree that this is a slightly bit better. Sportsmanship is 1 to 20. Temperament is between 10 and 20, which is also very good. So on average 15. And, 15.5. And controversy is 1 to 14. So below average. This guy has great personality. We don't know about ambition. And we don't know about pressure. If we manage to get some resistance to pressure on this guy, we're basically happy. Because then we can be an asshole for about it every single game and just raise expectations all the time with him. He will try to do the best. So there's no notification about pressure here, so it must be something in the middle, right? We can use that for on plus as information. So we expect, even though pressure is between 1 and 20, it probably is somewhere in the middle grounds. Let's say, I don't know, 5 to 15 or something. Maybe even 8 to 12. I don't know the ranges in Football Manager. But otherwise it would show up here. And we know that he has above average consistency too, by the way. So that's great. And that's why I did this signing. Because I think he will catch up to the other guy. Maybe not within the season, but he will catch up at some point. Yeah, I hope that makes some sense. That said, I still don't think that this is a bad signing. I just don't consider it a good one either. And I'm not sure what to make of it. So I hope that that makes some sense. It's not about being right here. It might be that the other guy that I signed is, at the end of his potential, and you're probably aware, there's a logical fallacy judging the decision by its outcome. It's a really big thing in investing, for example. I don't know. It's a logic conclusion to if you have access to a low interest loan and you have access to an investment type that will earn you money going forward, that is above the how do I put this? Above the interest that you pay on the loan. Usually it's the right decision to take the loan, invest the money, and move on. You still might have a bad outcome though, because expected returns are not the same than as real returns, right? You might lose some money on it. That doesn't make the decision a bad decision. You took the right decision. Or if you want to put it another way, say I offer you 10 euros whenever you roll 1 to 5 on a dice, and you pay me back 30 once a 6 gets rolled. Well, there's a right decision to go about this stuff, but if you only do one roll and you get the bad outcome, it might still have been, well, whatever, the bad outcome, even though you took the right decision. So, yeah, I probably went too much into this topic, but it's the same with players in Football Manager. You can do right decisions and get a bad outcome. It's just part of life. I don't think so, no. These are... I think Huddinge. No, Huddinge is below. Karlstad is with us. Huddinge is below. I've never heard about FBK Balkan. I think FBK Balkan are... Yeah, they are below. But this might be a recommendation. Yeah. But still, this list... Well, it might be a waste of time because they come up once again. So you're not wrong. And what I will do for sure, given that some of them get released, I will what we can do other than putting them on the scouts. Yeah, true. So what I'm willing to do though is we will do a released list again. And we will sort them ourselves. I think this is viable at this point. Let's find U19 players throughout Sweden, Norway, England, wherever, and add them all to a specific shortlist. And we will get rid of the English shortlist. At this point, we're not so we don't exactly. Yeah, we don't care that much about English nationality anymore because we have English players. We bring in some English players from time to time, but we can bring in some sort of international squad, really. It's not that much about not being able to speak Swedish. They will learn that within a year. I probably would have my problems doing that, but the footballers here will do. Yeah, but the English players will be just part of it. And we do not need to sign other English players on at the age of 30-something at this point. We can go with the youth. And hopefully, so how do I put this? Hopefully we can make signings that are that can still be homegrown. So we are on the lookout in particular for players that are below the age of say 18. Because if they are below 18, they can still be homegrown until the age of 21. I think this is the way it goes, and it's the same with the second league, right? So same as with the third league, it's same rules in the second. Yeah, maybe we can do that. So seen from that perspective, I'm willing to part with one of our shortlists. Because I've had enough of this shortlist, more or less. It doesn't work for us. So this is English candidates. We will do it another way. Let's get rid of all of these. Let's try to go with the youth. So everybody below 19, well, let's say everybody below 21 gets or 20. We're going for hot prospects, right? So everybody below, above 21 gets thrown off the list. Unfollow all. No, that's not it. Here we go. This is much better. So now it's 44 players on the list. And there's 37 are interested in a transfer. So that's not too bad. Now we can go on and look for players that are unattached and so on and so forth. So that's something. We can basically do the same with, well, looking for players that do not have a good contract, but we'll keep them on the list here. And I will rename that list. If I can, that is. Maybe here. Great. Well, apparently we will rename this. Candidates. Wonderful. Now we will use all the English candidates, drop them onto the new list. Indefinitely, that is. And we will remove the list for the English candidates if we can. No. I want to get rid of the list. Apparently this is not how it works. Well, in that case, don't know. We'll find it at some point. I don't know where to remove this list. Doesn't matter much though. So we know that players get released in Sweden at the 30th of November. Do we know about release dates in other areas? Say, so in England we know it's at the end of June or July, if I'm not mistaken. So we're way off date-wise. Everything is in December. So at the first, in Europe. Well, we can just have a look. We have all the time in the world, so let's have a look. Say we go to Germany for some reason. And we go into some of the, probably not the national teams. So let's look into FC Bayern for fun. Players in the U19 have contract until the end of June. Yeah. It might be right for Scandinavia though. Let's see. So this is at the end of June in Germany. So we're way off here. Doesn't matter much though. Let's just go with the next country. Why not? Gibraltar? Probably not worthwhile. On the other hand, who cares? Let's get one of these clubs. Look into U19. So in Gibraltar also June. Greece. Olympiacos released their players of the U19 at the end of June. Holland, Ajax released their players in the U18 at the end of June. So I think it's at the end of June throughout most of Europe. It might be different in areas like Iceland, maybe Ireland. We'll see. No, well, the year, yes. But we're looking strictly at youth contracts, right? It isn't, no. This is I think it's just like with school years. They get sorted into buckets, if you want to put it that way, time-wise. So usually the players are... You can clearly see this here. Well, not here, but in the U19. Great, there's nothing in here. But these players are all released at the end of October, and so this is different in Iceland than the rest of Europe, but it's still consistent on a international basis. Let's skip for another club here. Same. So in Iceland it's at the end of October. Iceland is worthwhile right now, because they are released for 1 month. So let's see what we can find here in Iceland. So we want Iceland overall. I don't know about the skill level here. So I want transfers. And I want released players. Yeah, you can clearly see it here. So there's a few that retired. Yeah. Director of football is great. Maybe we can ask him too. We don't have one, but we have an assistant manager that takes over. Director of football is a waste of money if you don't get a good one. So what we have here though, you can see there are players here that might come in on trial immediately. As I said, we've got an assistant manager that can do that job just fine. We can take his recommendations, I think. Yeah, I know. But so Grota, for some reason, released a few of their players later on. I will just slap all of them onto the young candidates list and filter it later. I'll sort it later. And we will do the same with these here. There's a lot of players in Iceland here. But the age we will get through. It's 91 people. I think we'll try it with the lists. The director of football is... Where is it? That's in transfers, director of football. See, Marius Nilsbakken can recommend players to us. He's not worse than what we can get as a director of football. So I don't think we should pay another one. If we can get a director of football that has a lot of knowledge in different nations, it's probably a good idea, or with great ability and potential judging. That said, they cost a shitload of money. So let's see, why not? I'm not opposed to the idea to have a director of football. We can do this. We had a director of football, by the way, some time ago. And I think we made one signing of his knowledge. So it's not like I'm entirely opposed to this. And probably we need... Yeah, but don't overdo it. We scaled up quite a lot. Yeah. So the best director of football we have access to is this guy. 8-8. And no knowledge, so this is a trap. This is a trap. He has no scouting knowledge whatsoever. He will not be able to recommend anyone. We've been there. We had something like this as a scout, remember? The guy with the hookers in the hotel rooms. So he's got knowledge in Denmark. Yeah, I'm sure about that. So I don't know how it works for a director of football, but for scouting we paid a scout like this that didn't bring in a single report for his entire career with us. If they do not have knowledge, they do not scout. Yeah, but that's enough. That's enough. He has knowledge in Sweden, so he recommends players from Sweden. And the more important part about this, well, in that case, I don't know. But I think scouting knowledge is important to them. He's got knowledge in Finland. But the problem with this stuff is, so this is 7-8. Our current recommendations are based on a staff member that has 6-9, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Where is he? Marius Nilsbakken has a 6 and a 9. So, in that case, a director of football just offers no improvement, right? That's a problem. Yeah, the negotiations he will not do anyway, so I don't care about the negotiating stat. And yeah, he might misjudge the ability, but his judgment of the player's potential is better than what we can sign. And we do pay him 25 euros a week and not 300 or whatever it is they want. Director of Football probably is more expensive. So we might as well ask Marius Nielsbakken. This is what I'm coming from. It's not like I'm opposed to the idea to ask a Director of Football. But, yeah. In this situation, we might ask him about a goalkeeper. Because we will need, I don't know, a goalkeeper. And on a free transfer, please. Or end of contract or anything. And now we have options here. Well, we don't know. We know about Treselius. He's shit. These two, one's from Iceland, and one's from Denmark. So, yeah, you're right. They can be interesting. Can we bring them in on trial, other than clicking them one by one? Apparently not. And if they are unwilling to come in for trial, well... So what do we need otherwise? Why? Why would I? To keep them at the club? We have extensive knowledge after 2 weeks, don't we? It takes 2 weeks exactly. I'd rather rotate. So I might be wrong about this. But the entire coaching stuff is available. Okay, we will find out. I'm not aware of this. But I'm happy to learn, seriously. So we want free transfer as deep lying forwards, for example. There's not much available here. Let's bring these two in. We cannot bring him in on trial. Why is that? Apparently this Norwegian guy doesn't he doesn't want to do trials or something? What's the problem here? He goes on the young candidates list. Maybe we will find out later. He might be, I don't know, with the international team or something like this. But I think 2 weeks are enough for even in off season. In fact, I think they get more attention in off season, because there is no general squad that deducts from the attention of the staff that needs to be trained. Yeah, we will look into these later on. Nothing here. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. So, I don't know yet. This is the way it goes. And I wanted to look into shortlists though. So my guess is that other countries in Scandinavia have similar release dates for youth players. Let's find out. They don't. So Denmark is in line with the rest of Europe. England was in line with the rest of Europe too. Let's just look into Flora here for fun. Okay, they don't have a youth team. That's amateurs. Their release date is at the end of December. So we might rate the Baltic countries at the end of December. Well, maybe not all of them. Finland's players have at the end of November. So Finland will be in 4 days. It will probably be the same with Norway, because Sweden and Finland have this kind of transfer window, so it must be the same with Norway basically. Otherwise it would be an unfair well, competitive advantage for one country, so this probably will not happen. So in 3 days, we will try to add all the released players on the shortlist, and afterwards we offer trials based on age, basically. So everybody that's 17 can come in immediately for trial. And we will look into them and see if one of them is a hot prospect that deserves a youth contract. And if we can get a youth contract on them, we're happy. If we can't, well, we move on. So we will try to make up a new youth team, basically, that has some potential, actually. But I want to look into another kind of nation too. So we might as well start with Russia. Russia is the same as the rest of Europe, apparently. And I think in Eastern Europe, Scotland might be interesting too, by the way. Scotland is at the end of May, so that's way off our current schedule. But Scotland is different. We gotta keep a track of these, I think. And this is at the end of June again in Serbia. Yeah, so I'm thinking about countries like this. Belarus. He's interesting. So Belarus is at the end of December. That's wonderful. So we can try to poach Belarusian players and bring them in. At the end of December. Belgium. He's with Standard. Yes, this is a Belgian club. At the end of June, that is. Bulgaria might be interesting. That's what I'm looking for right now. So this is a 17-year-old. It's like the rest of Europe. So we know that basically we need to look for released players. We can also do all through Europe, by the way. I don't know why I'm going into this on a country-by-country basis, really. Doesn't matter much to me where they come from. So we can look into the released players all over Europe, add like 300 people to the shortlist, and then just toss out everyone that is above a certain age. And rotate them and bring them in on trials. Because the scouting is much more expensive than bringing them in on trials, so we might as well abuse the trial system. And throw them out immediately if they are no good. So I don't know why I do this at all. We can just go here. Go to transfers. Look into released players and then go about it the hard way, right? Put them all on the short list and sort it immediately every month. Why not? Let's wait 2 days, do this for November and December, and then I guess bring in 30 trialists that are at the age of 17. Most of them will be shit, and we will just get them off the shortlist immediately afterwards. Might be an idea too. We'll see. So we're talking scouting agents, right? Not player agents. But yeah, it might be an idea too. Both could be interesting. I guess it's a combination of the systems. Oh. Ah, no, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So in that case we need a director of football. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, let's still skip to December. So some of these contracts finally get resolved. They will go. Our wage budget right now is... This is not what I'm looking for. Wage budget right now is on a whopping 3.279k. Let's hope we can get this down to, I don't know, 3 and something. Because some players leave us. But I think we don't pay any of those. There's a lot of... There's U19 contracts that expire. A lot of loans end. And we will not be able to loan them out again. Oh no. The change in transfer windows is horrible. Seriously. It's horrible. That's not our Ekman. I was shocked for a second, but this is I don't know what his first name, but this is another Ekman. We played against him. Fitness coaching at Word is apparently very good, but none of these fitness coaches are any good. Well, he might be. That said, who does the fitness coaching right now? Is there anyone available at all? It's understaffed these days, which makes a lot more sense. So we do not have a coaching spot. What we can do though is we can find out if somebody can be relieved of his duties. Doesn't look like it. Obviously we might relieve Mr. Moltzkret of his duties. Do his job for him. But that doesn't make much sense. I would love to have a better fitness coach, but given these circumstances he's got 31 in mental attributes and 8 points in fitness coaching. So nobody else that can come in will improve that. There's nobody with more than 30 points here. And fitness coaching is lower, so we will stop the advert. We will not find anyone. Assistant manager ad. This one's good. His coaching isn't that bad. That said, I might just have used our assistant manager for the coaching, did I? Yeah, he does the fitness coaching, so forget about it. We need a very specific assistant manager at this point. Somebody with good fitness coaching, which, to his defense, he has, but he will not come in on a contract that is lower than what we pay right now, so we can stop this advert too. Harry Warwick is gone. The fans are happy with it. He's on €6 a week with them now. Great. Have fun there. Vikberg is gone. Khalili's gone. We basically got rid of those players that are unimportant to us. This is considered good business, given that Orberg was no good. I hope he has a decent career with his a lightweight approach. And then Johansson. Johansson didn't make it, more or less. He's not good enough, personality or no personality. And apparently we loaned out a lot of players to these guys and sold them all. The worst of the sales is Yedida Ngunge Munteba. We were forced to sell him. He was unhappy. I think with the lack of improvement in training facilities or something. I don't know. We were forced to sell him. Arsason was no regular starter for us. I don't think so. So at the age of 25, he wasn't important anymore. He didn't have a future with us. And same with Kulovic. I'm sorry to see this, but he was no good. Okay. Jonas Andersson needs improvement in attacking movement, apparently. Yeah, why not? But he also needs improvement in his technicals, so we might as well do that. He will start to complain anyway. I will not take off this. And with Voltigord Blom, defensive positioning is not the only weakness, but it's one of them. That said, it doesn't matter much. He will not play anymore. I will ignore this. I will ignore this. Yeah, this too. Alright, end of November. A few contracts expire, a few loans end. And we gotta populate that long list. Hopefully some viable information comes in. Then we will see if we can get some young players, and in 75 days we will play AIK. What the hell? Oh yeah, right. We got a mail about that. We are apparently in the killer group. I skipped over this. We should probably look into it. Or dev group or something. Stream froze up for a little bit here. No skipped frames though. That's sad. Yeah. AIK, it will not be hard. It will be impossible. We will be devastated. But who cares? If they bring the supporters along, this is fine. It's about the money after all. So Hugo Bergman was released by Carlsons at this point. Interesting. Now, I don't want Hugo Bergman back necessarily. They played him 8 times. But they played him in First Division Elite and he didn't make it. So he's 25 now. Don't think so. Oh no, we missed out on a 25% clause on Tolga Dobrev. We'll see. We'll see. So, given Tolga Dobrev's great potential that never realized, I think we can ignore this. Ishak Augustson's loan has finished. He is on a free transfer now. Practical signing for the future, no longer a good one. He's got problems with injuries. He's 21 now. Spirited personality is good. But I think I had a look into this. Yeah, he's spirited and unflappable. He's got good personality overall. This is... where is it? Here we go. So determination is 16 and he's unflappable. There's good loyalty, really good pressure, decent professionalism and good temperament. In other words, it's really only about the susceptibility to injury. That said, he's highly susceptible to injury. I think it's high or very high for him. So this is somebody that will not develop because he will be injured all the time. We don't see this in the history just yet, but he will be. So no development to be had here. His potential can be as good as it wants. I'm sorry to see this, seriously. I would have loved for him to develop into something. He's a good personality. It's just the way it works sometimes. Still sad about it though. Greg Henderson. I think Greg Henderson is a good release. We can be happy that we got rid of him. This was part of the effort to sign English players, and well, it's a waste of money. Let's put it like this. I'll look into the groups, by the way, immediately afterwards. Luke Collins, same. He's fairly sporting, and I don't know why we brought him in. There's other players that got released. Christopher Alp got released, so we don't have him available anymore. Yeah. We should probably review his performances. So I think Christopher Alp did a decent job as a backup. We brought him in for this purpose. He fulfilled that purpose, but otherwise I don't think it's that... He was cheap, more or less. So in a way I'm happy with the transfer, and I'm happy with the fact that we let him go. We might need to play a youth player up there from time to time on the left wing back position going forward. So not only Dirk, because the improvements, well, they might not come in time. Rio Mo is not a bad signing overall, but we spent money on somebody that we don't play. And I don't like that at all. He didn't make an appearance with us just because there's too many players in these positions that are available there. So we don't need him. That's a sad story. We talked about him, and we talked about Greg Henderson, I think. Then we've got this guy, who apparently is a really good signing. Well, they thought he was a good signing. He isn't considered a good signing now. English guy, not a good personality, fairly loyal and level-headed is, well, average. Adolsteinsson, on the other hand, has a good personality. He's Icelandic, I think. Professional and level-headed isn't great. It's good though. On the other hand, if I look at the sample of attributes, this is substandard. I have no idea how assistant management gets to the conclusion that this is a 1.5 star fullback, because he isn't. And we can play him all day, he will never be. He's got really good determination and leadership though, but the rest of it is, yeah. That's why we released him. And Luke Collins we already talked about. So they all can go. I don't think anyone will be unhappy with this. The only thing that makes me unhappy is that we didn't earn any money on them. Then we've got some loan reports. Apparently the players that got released or sold do not come with a loan report anymore. We can have a look into these. So Hugo Vorlin comes back into the squad. And his form overall with 6.77 was fine out on loan. He was happy with it. He didn't do much though. And he was used most of the time as a... What happened there? That's some sort of bug, is it? Yeah, it's some sort of bug. Great. We can have individual reports here for the matches that we had a look into him. But overall, I think we can be happy with his development. Or strictly the fact that he was out on loan and it was just fine. He's wanted by Hoddinge right now. I would be willing to make a deal actually. But we might need him until the middle of the season. That said, he brings some flexibility. He tries to play killer balls. This is okay-ish. Yeah, I don't think he's a bad one to have with the club. And the transfer value can go. We will not specify this, and maybe they make an offer. Physicals are decent, strength is a bit lacking. I think as a wingback he might do. He is a bit... He has some deficits, let's put it that way. Same with playmaker roles here. He has a few deficits there. And as a box-to-box midfielder overall, he will do, but he's not great. At the age of 23, I think we didn't help his development much. We might have stalled it more or less by loaning him out. That said, he earned the club some money, so whatever. It's a few euros. Doesn't matter much. Korovic needs to go. This is an error on my side. He's no good. What the hell? This is not part of what happened. At least not out on loan. So I don't know why we get this report. Yeah. He made 9 appearances and his average rating was horrible. His contract runs till the end of 2028. We remove him from the loan list because nobody will want him. And offer him out on transfer immediately. I think he can go. Nobody will want to sign him though. Transfer window's not open. With Roland, I'm not sure if I want to part. Frederick Berggren. He has a special case to me. Because we've got a really good contract on him. For a long time. He's got a great personality. He's resolute. He's at Smedby as supporter. Okay, I'm sorry for you for being a supporter of Smedby. But he's resolute and's got reserved media handling. This is a great personality overall. That's a player that... How do I put this? That's a player that will probably develop well if he is given the opportunity. So we try to give him the opportunity. That said, in our team, with the level we look at, he will not be there. So we will immediately try to offer him out on loan again. And maybe we find somebody that pays some money for it. These two are to be locked. And maybe we'll find someone. I don't think we will, but we might. He had a bad loan experience though. Rafael Siwinski is one that might make it within our squad. I think, given that he is on a youth contract, we will take him off the loan list. And we will try to integrate him into the real squad. His personality needs to change. Physicals are a bit concerning, but as a box-to-box midfielder, he's got some potential, I'd say. He's got good teamwork and work rate. As the media description goes, he's a hardworking midfielder. This might be a replacement for Nila Forsell at some point, but the physicals are really concerning. So he needs to improve that. He needs to lift, basically, and a lot at that. That said, he's 19, and he spent time in Sweden at the start of 2027. We might have signed him early enough to be homegrown at some point. I'm not sure. I think it might be a bit too late. He's born... well, let's not calculate it. It doesn't matter much. We'll see where it ends. So he might end up homegrown if we keep him. Yeah, he's on 139 days now, so that's not good enough now. That's not enough time. He will not be homegrown. It will be close though. Transfer value, there's none established. His contract runs till the end of 2028. I do not fear losing him. So for Sivinsky, these groups can probably go. Doesn't matter though. Yeah, some players left that were in here. So given that these remain here, these two, and Paul Coleman gets a significant influence of Marcus Wolzund, which might have a good idea, might have a good personality. And same here with Melander and Noah Nilsson. So Noah Nilsson doesn't have a good personality, but we can bring Sivinsky in here. There's no traits in this group, so this is fine. Oh, there is a trait. So the bad one for him? Yeah, it's a bad one for him. Alright, let's throw him into this group then, instead. Where is it? Here. So hopefully he can get some professionalism out of this and even some ambition. I don't care so much about the ambition, but the professionalism is important to me. So hopefully we can get something out of this. We will need to look into mentoring groups later. One of them is dysfunctional right now. That stuff just happens. Peter Goodwin, he's a spirited guy. And as a central defender, we might have hopes for him for the future. That said, pace is lacking. Heading is a bit concerning. Mentals overall aren't great. He's 20 at this point on a really cheap contract. There's no reason why we cannot push him out on loan again. We have enough options in central defense. I will take him off the loan list though, for now. I will need to make an assessment of the squad overall. He might need to stay to cover for central defense. I'd rather play him than Bolgard Blom. Let's put it that way. And then there's Peter Modig. Peter Modig needs to get out of the club. Under any circumstances, but nobody will want him. So it doesn't matter what we offer out for loan. Let's try to get rid of him at all, but I don't think we will. It's the 1st of December. So let's look into the groups of the cup, I promised. Wow. So we have AIK, Västerås, and Sandvikens in the cup. Sandvikens are the only of these that we stand any chance, I guess. These... They were in the playoffs. They didn't get promoted though, if I'm not mistaken. That's the old result. Yeah, they were in the they went down and were in the playoffs this season to go up. So this is one of the strongest clubs in the league that we can get. Apparently, well, we'll see. We'll see. So Sandvikens is a problem here. Or is possible, I guess. AIK, I don't think so. But this is as much as I want to go forward in the cup. I do not think we stand a chance, not realistically. So, but stuff might happen. AIK might lose against Västerås or Sandvikens, so we might stand a chance there. Realistically, there's not much to get there other than money. Which reminds me, how is the schedule? Yeah, so we will have 3 cup games, that's all. And the one against AIK will be a home game. None of the others. So maybe that fills out the stadium, at least. That would be great. It might fill the stands. I don't know though. We'll have to wait and see. And I wanted to add players to the list, to the short list. Okay. Contract renewals. So with Alexander Vestberg, I think we want to get rid of him. Rafael Sawinski has good potential, apparently. I think I want to risk this. That's the way to think about it. He's unambitious right now. Unambitious and level-headed. This is a new gen with determination 3, which is horrible. So I don't care too much about the determination though. That's on sporting. There it is, unambitious and level-headed. That's wrong. Unambitious and level-headed says he has 5 to 20 professionalism and 11 to 20 loyalty, and his ambition is between 1 and 5. Overall, this is not a horrible personality, despite the lack of ambition. His professionalism most likely is above average. I do not want to take teamwork and work rate into account too much, but I think this kind of stuff might be there might be some positive correlation between teamwork, work rate, and professionalism. We'll have to wait and see. So if we can get him off the unambitious personality, we will have additional information about him. But I would like to wait until we get his personality into something else, and then we can see what his hidden attributes are. And that might influence our decision on giving him a professional contract. The other part of it is nobody's interested in him just yet. So if we play him 1 or 2 times, other clubs might notice, and then he might need a professional contract. I am not sure right now. He's very susceptible to injury though, so we need to resolve that immediately. Well, we can't. We need to resolve that at the start of the season. We will never train him hard. So in that sense, he's not a worthy addition to the squad. Because he's just too prone to injury. I don't think this is a good idea. And all of this stuff I will not change. That'll change in time. Cool. I wanted to look into the short list. So we know that in Sweden, players just got released. And a lot of them did. Well, should have been anyway. There it is. So there's an absurd list of players that got released. Oh, this might not be the right one. We cannot add all of them to a short list though. Yeah. They all count to as being released in November. Okay. So we gotta do this in chunks probably. Yeah. Yeah, but good teams is hard to assess for me. There's so many teams here. Oh, I can... You're right though. I can get good teams by going to the Premier Division. I'm looking for theirs. This is much better, right? So we just take those. Forget about everyone else. We just take those from the Premier Division and forget about the rest. So these are our candidates here. And we will do the same for Norway and for Finland. Yeah, and we gotta make the cut somewhere. So in Finland, there should be released players in November. Yes, there are. A lot of them, actually. So we will take the Finnish Premier League. Forget about the first division. Take their transfers. Take their released players. Add them to the list. And hope that we can find somebody that is willing to talk to Nila for sale. Same here. Young candidates for a year is fine. And now we need to look into Norway. That's not what I'm going for. Norway. I might also have typed it in. Norway might have released players too. Premier Division it is. Transfers. Well, there's a few in the Premier Division. It's not that many though. So now we've got a list that is filled with young candidates. We might as well go to Brazil at this point, by the way. Just for fun. When do you release your players? At the end of December. This is wonderful. Yeah, so Southern America we can poach to at the end of December. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the same with Argentina and Uruguay and so on, but we can try. Now we've got a short list, scouting, short list of young candidates. Can't we just remove the list, please? There we go. There it is. Wonderful, this menu wasn't hard to find at all. So this is our list of young candidates, which is a bit mislabeled at this point. Because there's a person on here that's 35. That said, they come from big clubs. So maybe they are interested in a trial. Now we sort this and get... Well, we basically start with these as priorities. And I think we might as well bring those in that we all have knowledge about. Is he on a contract? Yeah, we will. He's with Hastings. He's on a non-contract though, Mr. Ladyman. This guy, on the other hand, he's been scouted. Why? He's a slack. Do not scout him. Oh. It says keep scout reports up to date up here. It was enabled initially. So we've thrown a lot of money out of the window. Yeah. I will probably take on how do I put this? I will go for a break and get some food, but it will be a break for, I don't know, half an hour maybe. Let's do this right after we did this. So I'll be back, but we can remove that delay at least for some time. This is the skipping months. All of these releases are apparently a drain or a strain on the performance on the computer. So let's offer some trials. You're right. And we will skip those that we have extensive knowledge of. So is this filter? Yeah, this is where it filters. It's a bit annoying for you to to come back to the stream later on though. So I get that this is not great. We're looking for contract status. Where is it? Contract, no. Oh, it's up here. We were looking for knowledge, not the contract status. Where's knowledge? This is scouting. Knowledge, there it is. It's at most reasonable. There we go. These are those that we do not know about yet. And now we offer two-week trials because we have no time to most of them. And this is up until the age of 20 at this point, so we will get through this list within our time. Let's bring them in. One got cancelled. Great. All of these are new gens. Some of these might have good personality. We'll see. So I will try to skip forward a little bit within the reaches of this stream. Then it will be one of the shortest sessions we ever did. It would be great if one could resolve that stuff with the delay. Yeah, I think so too. Even though I want to look into these immediately, like, I don't know, this guy, fairly sporting, okay, or this one, apparently he's really great. Oh, don't know. What's interesting to me is that a lot of these were willing to come in. Like, nobody was absolutely unwilling to come in. This is great for us. To what? Elmerson, give me a second. Elmerson, there he is. Simon Elmerson. He was... Yeah, but we don't know about him yet, right? But this is good. He might be viable for us. And given that we skipped over those in the second league, so Premier Division standard is good. There's other players here. Yeah, okay. There's a reason that most of these are not fancied right now. And for most of them it will probably be either bad personality or prone to injury. Or both. Really. And also there's some trash in here. Doesn't matter much though. These players are more or less on the shortlist anyway. There's contracts that are set to expire here. Let's look through this. Nathan Lowe. I think we can keep him on this contract until the end of the season. We might go with the additional 40 euros though and offer him a professional contract. That difference might be worth it. So even though Pont yesterday brought up a good point, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. If he doesn't play that much throughout next season and goes for a low contract, that's good. A low contract. Okay. Melander, we will not offer a professional contract. Neither Ishak. Well, it's a professional. He's part-time. Speedy Boy has his problems with injuries. I don't think this is a good idea to train him full-time. He might not make it. Ytterhogdal might need to go. Burnson wanted outlandish wages. No, he didn't want to enter contract negotiations at all. We need to sell him. That'll be a hard one. Yeah, he wants to go. So let's offer him out. I hate this. I had high hopes for him, but we missed the opportunity there. That's just reality. Westberg might need to go. Verlin, same here. He might need to go. But it's more about the age and the lack of improvement recently. Boltegård Blom is a mentor. Helberg is a mentor. Ostrom don't care at this point, and Korovic needs to go. So that's fine. Staff contract set to expire. Nothing of interest in particular, I think. And a youth contract set to expire. Well, Savinsky we just talked about. Daryl Marley, I'm not aware. This is a professional goalkeeper that we brought in, yeah. So he's with the U19 still. Hopefully he can get some improvement in his skill set. But he's got a decent personality, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, professional and level-headed. So that's not wonderful, but it's good. The rest of them here do not show any potential, as it says. So no use talking about them. What we can do though, we can try to abuse trial list rules. So this is a performance review overall. I guess they are happy with the transfers. Not so much. Doesn't matter much. So we've got a giant list of trialists here. Let's put them all to the U19. And bring in an additional bunch of trialists if we can. I think there's a limit of 30. Let's find out if we've hit it yet. So this is 29 players, and this is more than 30 players already. I don't know how this works. There must be some sort of rule that isn't followed very strictly. All of these are on trial with us. These aren't. So let's offer them a trial. And maybe these two, because why not? There are a few offers that got accepted. That's cool. There we go. One trial was cancelled. The rest of them, again, new trial. And now that we have everyone below the age of 21, our interest in the players probably drops off a little bit. So now we can have a look into these, see if any of them is any good, and if there's older players later on. Hi Kumquat, you've come at the right time, or well, maybe the wrong time, I don't know. We're trying to poach young players that just got released. There's a high delay on the stream right now due to well, a lot of released players and, you know, my old hardware. So I will probably do a break for lunch at some point. Let's say within the next 30 minutes or something. And but I will relaunch the stream immediately afterwards, so the break will not be that long. And then we will get rid of the delay. I hope that works for you too. 30 messages, great. Skip over these. There's another one that's called Ytterhogdals. Well, then we have to sign him, right? He looks good. Star rating wise, that is. We do not know this guy. And at the end of December, we have another iteration of players that get released. So we might look into some additional players then. The lists are giant by now. Yeah, so we need to process some of this. We need the knowledge to come in. There's no use having 500 players on trials at the same time. So also Kumquat, in case you're interested, we had a look into the group of the cup. We will play AIK, as it is stated up there, Sandvikens and some other club from second league that didn't manage to get back up into the Premier Division last time out. They made the playoffs though. So the group is about as hard as it can get. There we go, 50 frames. So yeah, as I said, the group is about as hard as it can get. We do not necessarily stand a chance in the cup, but we'll try our best. I do not know, is there prize money for winning cup games or something like this? Or prize money for finishing higher up in the group, in the cup? There's a problem with the mentoring group here. Yeah, some of the playing staff has left. So this is a group that contains Wilma Melander and Noah Nilsson. I really don't care about Noah Nilsson. So no money at all. It's just about the gate receipts. Great. So in that case, performance doesn't matter much. Either we, performance matters from the perspective that we want to go to quarterfinals, but good luck with that, with AIK in the group. And otherwise, if we do not stand a chance there, we will see. If we do not, it doesn't matter much. So we can play the players to be match fit and basically treat it as some sort of friendlies that generate some income. That's good though. We need the money. And hopefully AIK bring a whopping 2,500 fans with them in our stadium. Or they buy the home ride, in case that works. That would be even better. We want the money. Not only for a season, we want the training center. Okay. So, this group would be for someone... Great. With a weak right foot. Probably not Goodwin. Bergren is resolute, he doesn't need it. In fact, these can open a separate group, by the way. Central defenders with good personality, maybe. Let's get rid of this group for a second. Yeah. Europa League with a second league club with Ytterhogdals. That'll be the day, man. That'll be the day. So my thought process here is maybe We can slap the central defenders together for this time. This is a central defender too, Jake Bradford. I don't care about Carlson anymore. And Speedy Boy doesn't need to be in this group. Boldegard, Blom and Bradford are central defenders. Let's do it like this. This is still a good match personality-wise, by the way. So, we want the central defenders together. He's a central defender. He is a central defender that's resolute. Frederick Berggren is also a central defender that's resolute. Hellström... He avoids using the weaker foot. Is this something we want on every one of these? There you have it. So, not a problem. The thing here is they don't get much from Per Boldegard Blom. They're resolute already. He might, in fact, destroy their determination. So... But we had somebody else here, Peter Goodwin. Peter Goodwin doesn't get anything out of this group. Why is that? That doesn't make much sense. Are they... He's evasive. We might even have a look at Smilovic. We could try to influence the personality of Zinedine Smilovic. He's balanced, so that's great, I guess. And forget about Goodwin for a second. What happens if we put Hellström in this group too? If we can find him, that is. Here he is. Yeah, he gets light influence from the group. That said, this might still improve his personality. Yes, he's fairly pro, but there's resolute players in here, so this might still be a good idea. And this tells us something about our central defenders at this point. Look at the personalities within the central defense. The worst of it is Smilovic. So that's great overall. The personalities available to us here. It's definitely we've come some way from signing players just for the fact that they keep us in the league. At this point, there's a development to be had in the personalities, and this might influence the rest of the squad. Same up here. We do this for the trade as well as the development in personality. Now, Melander doesn't have a... We'll just call this group Wilmer Melander, because we can. I hope his name is Wilmer, otherwise probably with 2 L's or something. I got it right. Well, so Wilmer Melander, we just want to give away professionalism to other players. We don't care too much about the kind of player. I don't know, Theo Eriksson, for example. That's great! He really needs that. And I don't care about the traits on him. That's wonderful. Is there anyone else? Well, Noah Nilsson would do. Hagedal's a central defender too. What happens if we add him here? Yeah, no influence. So forget about that. If we sort by age here, maybe Jake Bradford gets something out of this group. Apparently he does. So this is closer to his personality, I think. That's what's going on here. He needs somebody to be a bit closer to his current personality to get some influence, not to be alienated and all. Oh no, I think I mistook Bradford and Goodwin. Goodwin is just nobody that is influenced at all, it seems. And just because I want to know. Yeah, so Pejovic would lose his model citizen status. We do not want that. I don't think this is viable. So that's okay-ish. These will change over time. So we need to review these from time to time. And for example, this group up here, this is a bit of a waste of a time now. So Ngongo is on a long-term contract, but Kaspar Berntsson wants to leave. So that's a problem. He's wanted, by the way, by other clubs. Who is he wanted by? That's good clubs. That's good clubs. And it's major interest, by the way. So he's got 1 year of contract left. It's a low contract. Yeah, we will need to sell him and make some money on him. Okay, so we dealt with trialists, we dealt with mentoring groups. We didn't get that much time to pass. 1.5 weeks maybe. So this will take some time. We've got a lot of time for chatting, but I'd rather do chatting without the delay. So streams for 2 hours now. That's good. Let's scout this game and that's it. So I will wrap this up right now, and I will come back immediately after cooking and having a meal. It will not take that much time, say half an hour to an hour. And afterwards I will relaunch the stream. You'll get notified, I guess. Thank you very much for keeping me company, and I hope to see you on the other side. Both of you. Or whoever else is willing to join. But especially you two. Make a billion and kumquat. So thank you very much. And until later.